me get that real quick here on my sheet. So Kevin Underwood is a no, and Ron Campbell is a no to the best of your knowledge.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're open the meeting of the MPO Policy Board for January 14th, 2021 at 2:00 p.m. And we will begin with a roll call of those in attendance, please. So I guess I'm sorry, I've just left one meeting. I got to get my bearings. So.
Sure, that's all right.
All right. Mayor Dennis.
Here, sir.
All right. Tracy Brown.
Well,
I'm today.
Okay. Sounds like Tom is here for Tracy. I'm sorry, Tom. There was a little X by your name. My fault. Tom, Commissioner Murtaugh.
Present.
Jackson Bogan.
Present.
Peter Bunder.
Here.
Cindy Murray.
Here.
Looks like Ben Murray.
Here.
Shane Spears.
Present.
Okay. All right. Looks like we do have a quorum, Sally.
Correct.
Well, all right. Thank you, everybody. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the December 10th, 2020 meeting. Those are in your packet. I hope you've had an opportunity to review those. And I entertain a motion to approve the minutes as communicated.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second, Cindy.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any further discussions, changes, or Scribner's errors? All right, we'll have a roll call vote. Mayor Dennis.
Aye.
Mr. Murtaugh.
Aye.
Jackson Bogan.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Ben Murray.
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. The next item on the agenda is Resolution T 2021-01 to amend the 2020-2024 Transportation Improvement Program. So who's ever presenting, please go ahead.
That'll be Doug.
Okay.
Good afternoon. We have received a request from the district office to amend the TIP. It involves 4 projects. 3 of the projects are already in the TIP and 1 is new. One of the projects is located on State Road 26 and it's a follow-up intersection project at 900 East. The request is to program federal funds for right-of-way. Total cost of $20,000 and the right-of-way phase is anticipated to begin this fiscal year. The next project is located on State Road 38, currently in the TIP. There is an HMA overlay project and it begins basically east side of Dayton and goes all the way into Clinton County. The scope of this project is changing from an HMA overlay project to a full depth reclamation project. With that, the construction cost has increased, going from 6.6 million to 10.1 million. Construction is programmed for fiscal year 2022. The other project that is currently in the TIP is on State Road 43, and it's a bridge over the Walter Ditch. Again, they're adding funding for the right-of-way phase, total cost of $20,000, and this phase is likewise to begin this fiscal year. The new project to be added is an ITS program equipment project. Construction is scheduled to begin fiscal year 2022. 3 locations in Tippecanoe County, northbound lanes on I-65 before State Road 43, southbound lanes on I-65 before State Road 25, and then the southbound lanes just before you get to State Road 28. The specific details of each project are in the staff report. The Technical Transportation Committee did review this request at their December meeting and recommended approval, and APC staff is recommending approval as well. Are there any questions?
Thank
And I
you.
can-
Bill.
I have a watch to when you're ready to do the timing for the public comment period.
Okay, does anybody, members of the board, have a question for Doug? Okay, at this time, Sally, I think we can start the public comment period then.
Thank you. I have. Has anything come in, Aria? Maureen? Okay, a minute has passed and we have no comments.
Okay, and Doug, I'm assuming we're going to take an individual vote on A and B. We're voting on those individually. Is that correct?
You can vote on the whole resolution.
Okay, all right. Then part B is MPO funding swap. Doug, are you going to handle that also, or Sally?
No, well, no, I'll handle that. I'm sorry. That B is a slightly separate item, so you can go ahead and vote on the actual TIP amendment.
Okay, all right.
I do have a question though, on the actual resolution, it's on the projects, it said State Road 25. If you actually go to the resolution itself, instead of 26, is that an issue or not? At the beginning there?
I assume that's a typo, Doug.
Yes, that was a typo, and that was, I think, an earlier version, and that was corrected. So I believe the resolutions that are to be signed do have that correction made.
We'll make sure that that's the case, but you're correct, Cindy. It should be State Road 26.
Yeah. Cindy, in the ones I have on my desk here that they brought over for me to actually sign, it's the top number says State Road 26, so they
Okay.
have right on this.
It wouldn't have been a big deal, but since it is the resolution, I thought it better, I make sure we weren't doing something on 25.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Cindy. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, all right, we'll go ahead and take a roll call vote on the amendment to the TIP that was just discussed. Mayor Dennis,
Aye.
Commissioner Murtaugh,
Aye.
Jackson Bogan.
Aye.
Peter Bunder,
Aye.
Cindy Murray,
Aye.
Ben Murray,
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. The next item on the agenda is MPO funding swap.
Excuse me. Thank you, Mayor. This is mostly to keep you up to date. And I have two parts to this. The first is I included in the packet the actual signed agreement between us and Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, who was able to swap with us the full little over 1.4 million for the safety project at 500 North and River Road. We will be paying that back in two parts. The first half will be paid back in fiscal year 2022 from our HSIP money, and the second half will be paid back in fiscal year 2024, also from our HSIP funds. And then the follow-up to that, which happened sort of simultaneously with the packet and agenda, is that Once that was done, then I did an administrative modification to the tip, which I'll tell you about. And it's pretty simple because it just adds that 1.454366 million in HSIP funds to the 500 North River Road project. So that administratively modified the tip, and you don't need to take any action, but it is for your information as required by our policies.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Any just clarification questions for Sally? All right, thank you very much for that explanation. The next item on the agenda is the APC Progress Report. And under that, we have Mpo update. And the first item is the 22 tip update.
That'll be Doug.
Okay, you're up, Doug.
The development of the new tip is progressing well. Next Wednesday will be a significant date for the development. That's when the Technical Transportation Committee will review the requests for all the federal funds, and that committee will allocate them to the individual projects. Kind of give you a tidbit of the information. The requests for the 5 years from all of the LPAs was $23.86 million, and we only have $20.72 million to allocate. So the difference is only $3 million. So what that means is that we could we will have enough money to fund many of the major projects that are looking to go to construction in the next 5 years. Once the committee allocates the funds, the document will be finished. NDOT is requesting, again, it be finished by February 15th, and I feel fairly confident that we'll get it done way before then. And then once it is submitted, we will go through the public information process and adoption process, and hopefully bring the draft document to this body at its May meeting for, I hope, possible adoption. Questions?
Great, well, good work. Keep it up. Any questions for Doug? All right, we'll move on then to the Coordinated Human Services Transit Plan update.
That's also Doug.
Okay,
This is another plan that we are currently working on, and it specifically addresses transportation issues for elderly persons, persons who are disabled, and those who have low income. We actually started this last year, and we put together a significant number of demographic tables, and they are available on our website. Last summer, we conducted a transportation survey and had a lot of good responses, and that information is basically summarized. And with that, we will be working on a new transportation provider brochure that we have done in the past. In December, we had our first meeting, and we invited, gee whiz, a whole host of agencies. And basically what we wanted to do was to put together a list of challenges, gaps, barriers that all of these, or these three groups face. That went fairly well. We had a lot of good discussion, updated the lists, and we are working on those to finalize those. Once we do that, we will have our next meeting and discuss what kind of projects or what can we do to address those barriers, gaps, and challenges. Once we have that meeting completed, then we will put it all together in the document and then present it to this body. So overall, it's going fairly well and moving along nicely. Questions?
all right, great. Well, thank you for everybody's hard work on that. Again, that's important. I think this is going to be Doug again. We've got the 18-month letting list.
Um, yes, again, we have a fairly extensive list to go over. I'll try to hit some of the highlights. Of course, you see the first 10 projects were on a December letting, basically 2 contracts. The first one was on I-65. The information specifically for these 2 contracts is on the last page. This project was awarded to Milestone Contractors for a little over $5.1 million. Estimated engineers estimate was $5.9 million. 5 bids were submitted with an estimated completion date of October 1st of 2022. The other project is on various different roads, thin bridge deck overlays. It was awarded to Ram Construction for just under $1 million. 4 bids were submitted, and the estimated completion date, October 2nd of 2021. Now, if we go back to the front page or the first page, projects 11 through 15 were on a letting yesterday, and good news looks like for the Lindbergh Road project, there were 5 bids submitted. The engineer's estimate was $3.68 million. Atlas Excavating was the low bidder at $3.3 million. So it looks like there's plenty of federal funds in the tip for that project. For Park East Boulevard, there were 5 bids submitted. The engineer's estimate was at $2.53 million. The low bidder was Reith Riley Construction at $1.97 million. So it appears again there is enough federal funds for that. For the River Road project, there were 5 bids again submitted. It states on the bid letting information that none of the bids submitted were below the estimate, but White Construction was the low bidder at $3.78 million. Looking at the federal funds, I think if we move over the residual funds from Lindbergh Road and Park East, we still will be short some, but it'll bring the federal funding up to roughly 83% of the project cost. For the State Road 28 project, 2 bids were submitted. The engineer's estimate was $15.4 million. Milestone was the low bidder at $12.8. And on 26, this is east of the interstate, 2 bidders. Engineer estimate, it says none below, and Reith Riley was the low bidder at $2.4 million. So overall, some good news from the bids. Looking forward, projects 16 through 22 are all on one construction contract. These are all related to the Hoosier Heartland, and they are thin deck overlays on the bridges. And then going to page 2, I'll just hit 3 of the highlights. We have 2 new projects, 26 and 27. One on US 231, a pavement patching project at 350 South intersection. And then on 65, pavement patching project. This is basically south of State Road 38. Project 33, a bridge thin deck overlay project on 52. This moved from a July bid letting to a September bid letting. Otherwise, all the projects on page 2 remain the same from the previous month. Any questions?
All right, well, thank you. We did get a couple good bids on there on some projects, so that's wonderful. That is good news. All right, no other questions for Doug? All right, any other business?
I have none, Mayor.
Okay. All right, at this time, then we will go to the clock again, Sally, for any final citizen comments. So if you'd start the clock, please.
I will. Okay, no comments have been sent in through YouTube or Facebook.
All right, thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved.
We have a motion and a second for adjournment. Mayor, Mayor Dennis?
Yep. Second.
No, I just need I'm doing a roll call vote. I think we're supposed to do a roll call vote for everything. So on adjournment, Mayor Dennis,
Aye.
Commissioner Murtaugh.
Second. No, aye. Killing. You are killing.
Killing me, man. Jackson Bogan,
Third eye.
Peter Bunder,
Aye.
Uh-huh. Good.
Aye.
Ben Murray,
Aye.
Jane Spears.
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
See you, folks.
Thank you.